Hello and welcome to Path Made Easy. Today's example is a basal cell adenocarcinoma of the parotid gland. So I'm just showing you the outline of the tumour now, and I think we can all agree it looks fairly well circumscribed, so perhaps its malignant diagnosis isn't as obvious as you might expect, but we'll get to that part in a second. So if we zoom into this area here, this is fairly representative of the tumour. I think you can quite clearly see that it looks to be biphasic, and we can see these little ductules being formed as well. So the inner cells have quite eosinophilic cytoplasm, or the luminal cells, and then we get these darker basophilic cells on the outside of these nests. So it's biphasic, so it has a luminal and abluminal population similar to many salivary gland tumours. One of the characteristic features that we can see in this tumour is that it's got this hyalinized eosinophilic kind of stroma. This is almost the membranous pattern, but it also has some kind of tubular and trabecular areas as well. But this prominent hyaline-like material is quite characteristic for basal cell adenomas and adenocarcinomas. If you did immunohistochemistry, immunostains like CAM5.2 will highlight the luminal cells, and then your myoepithelial markers such as P63, S100, SMA, to varying degrees, you'll find positivity in the abluminal cells. And sometimes with S100, it will also stain some of the stromal elements as well. So it has this kind of jigsaw pattern, and as we move across, we can see that same pattern is demonstrated here. Some of that hyaline material is in the middle of the nests as well. Sometimes you can see squamous differentiation, but that isn't the case in this example. So why is it a basal cell adenocarcinoma, not an adenoma? Well, what we need to do is just follow the edge of the tumour, and when we get to this point here, you can see that we've got nests of tumour starting to creep away from that circumscribed edge. As I follow it up, we've got this strip of adipose tissue. Again, the tumour's getting pretty close, and then if you look here, you've got nests of tumour actually in the adipose tissue. I think further up as well, there's a few little nests as well. So this is quite early. It's not, that advanced. It's been caught early, but it still meets the description of a basal cell adenocarcinoma because it is infiltrating the surrounding fat. This tumour also had quite a raised Ki67, indicating a high turnover. I think it was around 20%. Pleomorphism-wise, I mean, there were occasional cells which were hyperchromatic. There's a slight variation in cell size and shape, but it wasn't a dominant feature. And often, to distinguish a basal cell adenoma from adenocarcinoma, you can only really go on whether it's invading the surrounding tissues, because the cytological changes are sometimes very minor between the two. So this was a basal cell adenocarcinoma. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel Path Made Easy. Thank you.